to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a streak who can catch me with...
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to Arsenal News, the Friday edition. Obviously, you all saw me earlier because I broke the news that we had signed Timber. It is official, but we all go into that anyway. Once again, don't you worry. Right, let's just quickly go through the comments because big up to Tamina as always. Nice and early with my script. Declan Rice is going to be announced as Arsenal player today, says Tamina. I think it's more likely tomorrow, but we'll wait and see. Any Arsenal transfer news? Not much, to be honest. The last few days has been pretty quiet, mainly because getting Timber and Rice sorted, so not so many. No strikers have been linked since the last episode. I hope that we're linked with Taremi again. That's my hope. She wants Balogun sold and Eddie as well. And Arsenal need a right winger, according to Tamina. I kind of agree, if I'm honest. So big up to you, Tamina. Big up to Moss. I love Timber. Right backs, right centre back brilliance. Great on a ball. His twin come to and make you. Nah, not for me. His performance at the under-21s didn't tantalize my taste buds, so I'm not interested in him. But we are linked with many defensive midfielders. We will discuss a couple tonight. But we do need a whole show that Rice announced tonight in the North American time or tomorrow morning. It could be tonight. There's a bit of talk that it could be at 8 o'clock. We don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if it moves into tomorrow. Bobby, and now we need that Patillo. Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about Patillo. But yes, we do need to make some sales. I watched that match over again. Eddie was better than Fort. White was real good. Timber incoming, and the young lads fabulous. Eddie wasn't great in my opinion. The song. Ajax Arsenal always lovely. Exactly. You know how much I love my Ajax, which is why I got the Ajax to top them. Cannot take these banter shows seriously. Big six, top six, all that. When Spuds talk is in there, it's phony. Yeah, I don't know why they're even. If anything, it should be whoever finished sixth should be there. Like the top six that finished last season should be on that show, not a Tottenham fan. Tottenham should be nowhere near it, and there is no top 8 shows, so they should be on anything, if I'm honest. Big up to Luke. Hope you're doing well. Right, I've had the video made for a while, so I'm going to do it because, you know, why shouldn't I? So it is official at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I told you there's nothing to worry about, just a little technical issue, which all sorted in the end, no problem whatsoever. So we're going to go through what I went through earlier, because just in case you weren't listening or haven't tuned in, I'm going to go through it again. It's just going to be his interview this time and a little bit from Edu and Arteta. So as a youngster at Ajax, Jurgen Timber was asked what his ambitions were for the next 5 years. He replied that he wanted to be in the Ajax first team and then leave for England or Spain. When pressed on what club he would like to join, he simply stated, "I've always been a fan of Arsenal." It's always a good start, isn't it? Today, he realised that during becoming our second signing of the summer after starring for Ajax and the Dutch national team last season. Explaining his love of the club, Jurgen said, "It was because of my brothers. They were always Arsenal fans, and I just love seeing Arsenal play. They had big players, the way they played, the style. I just loved the club. I had this from a young age, but my brothers kind of put that in me. I liked watching Robin van Persie, of course, and Thierry Henry. They were my favourite players. The 22-year-old defender who made more than 120 appearances for the Ajax first team over the past 3 years arrives with a burgeoning reputation and is delighted to be making his first move out of Dutch football. There are a couple of players who have come from Ajax, but there have not been a lot. So I think it's special to be here as an Ajax player, and it's special that they notice you and they see me as a player I am. I'm really excited, especially now I'm here. Everyone is so nice, and you can see it's a big club. I'm excited to play for this beautiful club, and I can't wait to start and to see the fans, obviously, in the stadium. Comfortable playing either centrally or right side of defence. Urin said he doesn't have a preference for where he operates and thinks his style will be perfectly suited to Arsenal and the Premier League. I think that I'm lucky to say that I can play as a central defender and as a right fullback, sometimes even on the midfield. So I think that's a good thing, and I need to keep that. I just like the way Arsenal play. It is a bit similar to Ajax style, and I like to play from the back. I can see a lot of similarities, especially in the way Arsenal and Ajax want to play. And obviously, he is our new number 12. Obviously, you can buy the shirt if you want to. I just want to quickly cover what Edu and Arteta had to say, if I can find it. This is what Edu had to say. We are very happy to bring a Urin to Arsenal. He is a player that we have admired for a long time, so it's a credit to everyone in our team that made this happen. Urin is a young, talented international player who fits our vision of competing with a young, strong squad. I know Urin cannot wait to get started, and we're really hoping that he will be a great success here for many years. Mikel goes on to say, we're really excited that Urin has joined us. He is a versatile young defender who will fit into our system and provide our squad with so much added quality. Urin is a young player but has already achieved so much. He has experienced what it's like to go to an international tournament on more than one occasion, as well as the trophies he has won with Ajax. We look forward to welcoming him and integrating Urin into the squad. So that's what Edu and Arteta had to say on Urin. Let's just quickly go back to some of what I've missed. Don't like top six yet. Yeah, Newcastle's a legit top six club now. I am worried, Bobby, about all the players' sales to Saudi. When is the Saudi League season? I have absolutely no idea, if I'm honest. I think isn't it the winter months? Because I think they have to play it in the cooler times, I think. I have no idea. I'll let you know. We need to keep on this. Suddenly, January window and Newcastle get Saudi League loans. Looking forward to seeing Timber play for us on the US tour, which people can watch with us on the Cross the Pond Sports Talk and, of course, the Armoury TV, says Luke. Timber's times are here, but I wish the Timbers would stop burning up north. Okay. Saliba Gabriel can have rest now with White and Tommy and Kivior, and Timber excel right back, methinks. He's definitely going to be very versatile, and I think we'll see him in multiple positions. But yeah, that's Timber. Let's quickly talk about Declan Rice. Now, Declan Rice is done. It's completed, sorted. But what I do like is Arsenal are just letting West Ham wait that little bit longer. If anything, it's actually saved us £500,000, so that's a good thing. But also, we jumped a lot of hurdles for West Ham to get the deal. So for me, I have zero issue of making West Ham wait. And I love the story they're going with, like, oh, we can't do anything until Declan Rice is sold. Yes, you can, because all clubs have money. If you're saying that you can't do anything without the Declan Rice money, then that says you're cheap and you've got no money and you're poor. But I guarantee they've got money. They've just won the Conference League, so they've got money. To blame us is ridiculous. I can't wait to see Arsenal play West Ham next season, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be very feisty, and the fans are definitely going to be interesting to listen to. I guarantee you that it's going to be crazy. But look, I think West Ham deserve this. This is exactly what they deserve, and Declan Rice will be announced when Arsenal are ready to announce him. It's as simple as that. Could it be tonight? Possible. More likely tomorrow, if I'm honest. But yeah, look, there's nothing to worry about with Declan Rice. Big up to Ampere Frank Badlow, but why Rice? I think he's very, very good. So look, I'm excited to see Declan in the team. I think he's going to bring so much quality, very good defensively, good with the ball. He's just the right type of player that we want in our system. If you compare the two between Partey and Declan with the way that they play, I'm not saying that Declan's better than Partey or vice versa or anything like that. It's more to do with how they are with the ball. Like Declan is less likely to go backwards with the ball. He is more likely to go forwards with the ball, where Partey is a little bit more to the side, to the back than he is going forwards. So I think that's what Declan will bring, and that's what I'm excited for, because it will start us off on the right foot going forwards. History Channel says Big Timber on. Okay. How long can someone sign on paper? 1 week signing on one paper. It's more of a case of the deal was agreed 8-9 days ago, like for 100%. It's been agreed for a very long time, but the official stuff was done about 8 or 9 days ago. Then Declan was entitled to a holiday, so he was sent on holiday, little training camp that he had. He arrived back last night. He's been to London Colney today. Everything's finalised. Now it's just a case of waiting for the announcement. It would definitely be done by Sunday, due to the fact that we're flying out on Sunday. But yeah, it's either going to be tonight or tomorrow. So I have zero issues with this at all. You ever have a divorce or buy a home? Go on. Yeah, exactly, Moss. Exactly. Anything in life that's involved with a big deal, and this is like talking houses, which is like, well, let's just run a simple number through my head. Just a £300,000 house. That can take months to sort out. But yeah, it's crazy that people think that football transfers are done very quickly. This is why I get fed up with the people that watch Football Manager, play FIFA, that think they know better. And I want to talk about Football Manager. I know I always go on mini rant, but these people that play Football Manager are saying, "Oh, you should buy this player because he's that good on the game." Is he? He's good on the game, is he? That's brilliant. How about in real life? Oh, I don't know. You don't know, right? So you're trusting a game to say how good someone is. It's just madness. Madness, I tell you. Please, I'm requesting the club not to sell Partey. We will go into what is happening with Thomas Partey shortly, but the likelihood is he will be leaving. I trust what Arsenal are doing here. I've said on every sale I've done, I have zero issue in selling him. I think we should just move on. And to be honest, it showed yesterday as well that he's just not the player that we need in our squad. Right, so that's my opinion on it. But everyone's entitled to an opinion, and you don't want him sold, and that's absolutely fine. We just never used to hear about as much in the old days. Just would get announced suddenly. Exactly. And this is the problem with social media now. It gets announced so early via these transfer experts, and then all the fans just expect it to be announced within like a week. Doesn't happen. Imagine Partey, Rice, and Odegaard in midfield. Very nice. They're very great. No one can pass through. Yep. Lawyers do take but you don't get all this waiting for clubs to announce players on deadline day. No, you don't. But to be fair, the likelihood of £105 million deal being done on deadline day is zero, if I'm honest. There's so much work that has to go into it, and it's because West Ham changed the payment system, which is basically what's happened here. It's taking a lot longer, and it has taken so much longer because of them. They wanted this payment structure, not like the ones that are done for pretty much every transfer in football. There's a normal way of doing installments, and it's quite simple. But they wanted it done differently. They wanted a bigger lump sum at the beginning, and then two smaller ones after that. So look, West Ham deserve all this waiting, and if they're going to moan that they're waiting for our money, well, where's your money gone then? So yeah, I have no issues with it. Right, let's move on to Moss's stats. FIFA, Bobby, they are just that eyes and seeing players in different matches, clubs and countries and journeys and youth is what you need to see. 100%. I don't agree with all this Football Manager rubbish. Most of our fans hyping up Timber are basing it on FM FIFA. Stats websites, most people haven't seen him play. 100%. Most people know that I actually support Ajax, so I have actually seen him play. But yeah, but not a lot of people have not seen him play. Shoot 442 magazines would hear a month later over here in old days. Now we'll hear everything since Gunners leaving Sunday. Is the roster going up yet? Bobby, maybe tomorrow or for sure Sunday. Oh, okay. The roster that the call it roster, the squad that are going. I'm not 100% sure who's going yet because there is still a few injuries, and we'll talk about that very shortly as well. There's a couple of injuries, so I don't know if all of them will be going out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the 4 youngsters that we all talk about will be heading out there. But it should be the majority of the squad should be heading out there. But yeah, they might just hold a few back for injuries and who will not be having any part of it whatsoever. We no doubt will see aeroplane pics and have to tell who all went, 100%. But they don't leave Balogun in the team to compete with Jesus. But why don't they? Oh, okay. Balogun will not be sold whilst we're on American tour. I guarantee you that. It would be a PR nightmare to sell Balogun whilst we're on tour. I think that will happen once the tour's done, if I'm honest. But we'll go wait and see. It might happen during, but definitely not for the first game, especially against the MS All-Stars. He will definitely be on the plane on Sunday, Balogun. It's a PR absolute dream to have Balogun, Turner, Trusty, 3 Americans on the plane heading to America. It's going to be a big deal, and rightly so. So yeah, let's move on to the next story. Gabri Veiga, who Arsenal are eyeing up as a potential incoming, would choose Arsenal and Charlton first, but I'm joking about the Charlton part. But he wouldn't want to go to Chelsea and he wouldn't want to go to Tottenham. He'd choose Arsenal over any other London rivals in the Premier League. So that's a positive. I obviously saw him on the under-21 championships. He looked decent. My main memory of him was mainly the final, and he really annoyed me, if I'm honest. He had a little stamp on who was it now? Can't remember who it was on the right, but he had a little stamp on someone, and it really frustrated me. But I suppose that's the Spanish and the way that the international team play. So look, he has got a release clause, Gabri Veiga. So it's one of those you have to trigger. So once you trigger, then it's up to the player what he wants to decide. But at the moment, no one's bidded or had a firm interest. But if it was to happen and it was only the London clubs, he would choose Arsenal. So we'll move on from that. Right, where's my? There we go. Couldn't find my cursor. Then my cursor disappeared from the screen. Stats is a tool to help you a little, but not anything. I've seen Timber since 16. Always Dutch coaches have loved this guy, so he's 100% great player. His stats, Eredivisie, are amazing for a defender. Thought someone said City after Veiga, maybe the fourth Gabriel. Moss. The thing with the transfer window, it is so fluid that from one day to the next, something can one day be happening to the next day not happening. It could be someone else that's in pole position. It's so fluid. I literally am updating what I'm talking about every hour before I plan to do the show. So it's so fluid that I couldn't plan this show 4 days ahead and have the same talking points. It just couldn't happen. I would be so far behind what's actually happening. So yeah, I always check every hour what's happening and change the news that I'm talking about right up until I actually do the stream. So this is all accurate up until 6:45 this evening. So yeah, it's so fluid, it's mad. Hope the likes of Nwaneri, Lewis, Skelly, Waters, and Kosher Dubry gets a letter for the US tour. I'm pretty sure all 4 of those will be involved. And I'm hoping to see Lino Sousa, if I'm honest. That's my one. Obviously, you know what, I love all 4 of those, but I do need to see a bit of Lino Sousa as well. Yeah, he's the one I'm hoping for. Yeah, loving them for Luke. Yeah, Bobby. I think Rice will come later my day here, night time UK. I don't think Arsenal will announce it too late. Like for obviously the British fans, I don't think they'll release it too late. So there's going to be a cut-off point where Arsenal will want to announce it. I think it probably most likely go into tomorrow, but I'm going to try and wrap this up before 8, just in case. So that's what I'm planning on doing tonight. It is quite a short show, to be fair. Should put the young players and Balogun in the skills camp for LMS. Yeah, I honestly don't think Balogun's going to last. It happened on the contract agreed, didn't it? It happened on the contract. Big up to Stephen as well. Timber, exactly, Stephen. Big up to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're home and nice and comfy and resting well. Right, let's move on to the next quick story. 2 more signings, incomings. Now, this could be a minimum 2, maximum 4. There could have been 5, like including like a youth project or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be definitely another midfielder. The versatile fullback is possible. There's talk of a centre back from Galatasaray. There's talk of a winger. There's talk of a striker. There's a lot of talk. This is why I do this twice a week, because, like I said, it's so fluid that it's now going to be down to outgoings, what we can bring into the club to then reinvest in the squad. Obviously, Botello is on there. We have sent officials out to Brazil to try and see if we can make a deal. I think the deal is like about £10.5 million. It's pretty small fee, really, for someone that is absolutely really good. There's been another link with another Brazilian, which is, I'm going to try and remember his name, Andre Trindada or something like that. I think it's Andre Trindada. He plays for Fluminense. He's 21. Very, very, very good defensive midfielder for 21. But he's also a box-to-box midfielder, this Andrada. And currently, there's about 4 clubs in the Premier League that are linked with him. I think Fulham currently are in pole position. But it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal do go in for him, because out of Botello and Tirandada, I prefer Andre. I'm going to call him Andre, so it's an easy name to say. Out of the 2, but to be honest, I wouldn't mind both. I'm pretty greedy, as everyone knows on this show. I like to spend money. I'm happy to get as many players in as possible, but we'll wait and see. It's going to be fluid. Like my next show is going to be Tuesday, and I guarantee by next Tuesday there'll be some more talk of different players. The Franca that we were talking about earlier in the window, he's been linked with Crystal Palace now. So it's so fluid and constant. It's crazy to keep up with it. Brilliance you don't see spend a ton. These why MLS has so many young South American stars, but Brits don't seem to understand that, and why MLS can have plenty of talent for over 30 clubs. 100%. Look, I think it's a brilliant market that we should, I don't want to say take advantage of it, sounds horrible putting it like that, but why not buy some players from Brazil? You know, it's Brazil. They're Brazilian. What's wrong with that? Who doesn't want a Brazilian in our club? It's happened well over the years, and why not? Forest got Danilo for relatively cheap, so it's possible to get some good bargains. Danilo is one that me and Moss were adamant that we should have done, and we did miss out on him because he looks really good. So we can't mess up again. We've got to take advantage of this market. It's a good way of, I don't want to say cheap signings, because, you know, it's £10 million in in the economy in the world now. It's mad saying that 10 million is cheap, but in the football world, it is cheap. West Ham links are hilarious. They have tons and knows they need to buy and have dollars. Bobby, you obviously didn't go to BBC Elocution unless the British Broadcasting corporations elocution lessons now. Patello, a lot like Danilo, maybe more upside. Yeah, look, I hope that we get one of these over the line, but we are going to have to wait for some outgoings. So, as I said, updates on players leaving Arsenal. Obviously, there was a stupid bid that came in from, I think it was Besiktas, regarding holding for £2 million. What a joke. We need to be getting about £10 million for Rob. He is going to go. It's quite clear he's going to go. There's no way he's staying. Then we've got to wait to see what happens with Thomas Partey. Now, people demanding £70 million for this guy is crazy. His market value is just under 30 million. You then add the 25% on top of that, which is what I've always said about how you can work out how much you should be paying for a player. It goes up to about 37 million. But yeah, it's what it is. And I personally would want Partey out the club. I think there's better options out there for us. Tierney, we need to decide what we're doing with Tierney. Balogun, there's like nearly £200 million we can actually get coming in if we sold cleverly. So yeah, it's madness. Come on, 2 million doesn't even cover the holdings hair. 100% it doesn't, and that's better. But yes, thank you, Stephen. That's better. But yeah, look at the Ecuadorians going all over South American market. You're right to say, Bobby, they need dollars to survive. These clubs can buy great players for good prices. 100%. I know there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in Brazil with like who owns the player, because I think is it Patillo, the club, Gremio, only owns 70% of him. Someone else owns the 30%. So yeah, it's weird. Pepe Dead said, please come to talk to them Saudis. Saudi going for Cedric. That would be a desperate move. That would be a very desperate move for Cedric. I just want him gone. I don't care where he goes. I don't care if he goes to Salford City. Just get him out of the club. But yeah, that's pretty much. Hopefully there'll be some more news by Tuesday. But obviously the majority of the news and the journos are just basically just working on the Timber and Rice situations at the moment. So there's not much to talk about right now. But yeah. Right, let's talk about last night's Bavarian ball draw. What a boring game that was. Right, let's quickly talk about who started. So it was Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Partey, Fabio Vieira came in for the injured Odegaard, Saka, Nelson, Trossard, and Eddie Nketiah. The subs that came on was Hein, Tierney, Cedric, Waters, Trusty, Jorginho, Lewis Skelly, Nwaneri, Balogun, Havertz, and Jesus. They all came on at some point in the game. It was a very, very bore draw. But yeah, it was just absolutely dull. 1-1, it finished. Saka with a great finish in the 7th minute. Then an absolute howler by Hein, gifted Nürnberg the equaliser. There was a lot of missed chances. None of our strikers were on form last night, let's be honest. We must do better. But on the other hand, it technically was our second pre-season game of the season, so I'm not too worried. We need quality as well as potential, in my opinion, says Stephen. 100% we do. And I do think there is a quality midfielder out there that we can get, and same as a first-style fullback, same as a winger. I just don't mind a couple of midfielders that, you know, are a little bit interesting. Arsenal lads always excite me. No boring American tour, trust me. Let's hope it's not a bore games, but last night's game was boring, let's be honest. Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri are ahead of their years. My goodness, Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly looked incredible last night. There is a little bit of chat that Nwaneri might play a bigger part next season than we all expect. I'm going to wait and see if I hear that more accurately. But yeah, that's what I'm hearing, because he did step into the right wing position last night and was very comfortable there as well. Get fit exercise. Yeah, exactly. It's all it is, really. Get fit exercise. Let's move on to waiting to see the extent of injury to Odegaard. Obviously, pulled up in the warm-up. I don't think it's that serious. He should be on the plane to America. Martinez obviously got a bit of a knock, and the biggest problem is Zinchenko. He has still not made full training yet. He's still on light duties, which is a bit of concern. But we're going to wait and see. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. But I hope there's no talk of like needing surgery or anything like that. That's the problem. Yeah, and Tross had a knock throughout the game too. Luke says, I want Fabio loaned and his minutes given to Nwaneri. It's a good idea. At the moment, I'm edging more to Fabio should be loaned out as well. So, and that's why I say I will always be honest. Like I've always wanted Fabio at the club, but yeah, for me, at the moment, from what I've seen, he needs to be loaned out. Fabio to La Liga, good club, I would think would be good. La Liga, yeah, probably La Liga, maybe Bundesliga to be fair. Toughen him up a little bit in the midfield there, but yeah, he needs a good loan and he needs to constantly play. So yeah, that's talking about Odegaard. Quickly talk about Matt Turner returning after the Panama defeat. Obviously, Matt Turner heroics against Canada. However, they lost on penalties to Panama in the Gold Cup, so he will now be returning home. Big up to Rebel, who's come in the place. Arsenal going about business and being run like a football club. Meanwhile, the Glazers continue to destroy Man United. We're going to go backwards if the Leeches don't go. I don't totally hear you, Rebel. And I really do hope that it all works out in the right way for you very, very soon. Or to company at Burnley. I don't think that's a good idea. I think Fabio needs to be out the Premier League, if I'm honest. Rather they get muscle injury now in my 100%. Turner not leaving USA on plane as he already did. Well, you know what I mean. But he's coming back to the Arsenal fold. Very clever trying to wind me up there. No problem if Cini not available, as we can have Timber inverting from the right and start Tierney. We must keep Tierney for this reason, says Luke. I'm pretty sure he's going, but we'll wait and see. Mount Anana glazing spending Rebel. We will see you in New York City. Join the show, Rebel. Right, let's move on to a bit of a story that Arsenal are doing. I have got it here. Still Warriors rebuilding lives were still. This is obviously No More Red campaign by Arsenal. So I'm just going to quickly go through what's happening. Every month they will be highlighting one of the No More Red charity partners who are helping to keep young people safe. Kicking us off is Still Warriors. In the face of rising knife crime rates, communities around the world have searched for innovative solutions to combat this alarming issue. One organization that has taken a unique approach is Still Warriors, an award-winning charity that combines anti-knife crime initiatives with street workout culture. Founded back in 2017 with a vision to tackle this deepening public health crisis, their mission was twofold: to provide accessible outdoor gym spaces for communities and to raise awareness about the dangers of knife crime. By transforming seized knives into outdoor gyms, Steel Warriors has not only made streets safer, but also fostered a sense of empowerment and resilience within at-risk communities. Just need to drink, sorry. To bring their vision to life, Steel Warriors partnered with London's Met Police, who provided the organisation with the confiscated knives necessary for their initiative. The collaboration aimed to address the root causes of knife crime while inspiring positive change within communities. Steel Warriors are now one of our No More Red charity partners, inspiring others by symbolising their transformation of violence into strength and vitality. So yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff by Arsenal. Going to highlight these 10 charities. So yeah, it's absolutely brilliant news. Yeah, it's just horrible that it happens all over the world, sadly. Steve Foot saying Vieira loaned to championship side to build up physicality. That one wouldn't be a bad shout, but I just don't think he'd want to do it. You'd have to kind of please him a little bit as well. So I think going to a league in Europe would be better. I think the championship might be a little bit dodgy for him, if I'm honest. But yes, it would definitely bulk him up and tough him up. But yeah, I totally get what you mean. Right, last news story. Obviously about my favourite, Beth Mead. I've got to talk about Beth, haven't I? Beth Mead has surprised Year 6 students from Laycock Primary School. They were given a day to remember when she turned up during their final Premier League Primary Stars session. Beth spoke to the pupils about the themes of her debut book, Raw, such as resilience, coping with change, and achieving their goals. She then followed it up with a Q&A. Each pupil received a signed copy of her book, as well as an Arsenal goodie bag with the 2021 European Championships golden winner also taking the time to talk to youngsters and pose for photographs. So absolutely brilliant stuff by Beth. As always, she's just absolutely amazing. Fabio would get eaten alive in the championship, yeah, probably. How about loan our Fabio to our Ajax? That would make him get hopping along. There's a lot of issues at Ajax, weirdly. I'll be honest, because Tadic, I don't know if anyone remembers him playing at Southampton, but he's basically on strike at Ajax because of the lack of quality at Ajax. So it's a little bit weird, I have to be honest. I know they've got talent, Ajax. I don't know what Tadic's problem is, if I'm honest. But yeah, Fabio going to Ajax would be a very good deal for me personally. But look, I think he should be loaned out. I think Arsenal might keep him just this one last season. Miedemar thing I sent you, maybe she's not going to be back anytime soon. That is why got Russo and Lacasse. We'll have to wait and see with Miedemar. She is back in training. I know that what you're on about with what she's been talking about. Beth is also back in training as well. Tadic was real good last season. Him and Fabio would be nice as Moss. Look, it's a possibility, but let's see. Let's see. Look, we're going to move into the out period at Arsenal now, so let's wait and see what happens. But guys, that's me done. I will be back next Tuesday with the Arsenal news, and I will be back when the breaking news of Declan Rice comes in at Arsenal. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. I will definitely be back Tuesday at 7 p.m, but you'll probably see me before then as well. On the Armoury and his channel across the Pond Sports Talk and Full Time Sports Network. So you can catch up with all the Arsenal friendlies if you can. But guys, I'm done. See you later. Take care. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.